Internet. Many specimens of many classifications roam this plane, some in harmony with their environment and others with seething rage and frequent cyberbullying. I make my best efforts to examine and of course document some of these very groups for your education and awareness. Welcome, one and most, to Internet Anthropology. Today we are scoping in like a paramilitary sniper onto the territory that is known as the Balkans. Typical Balkan hobbies include the brewing of alcohol, a few rounds of tennis, and of course, ethnic cleansing. The Balkans encompasses the countries depicted here, or here, and seeing as no one can agree on who is a member of the catastrophic chimp out club or not, this is the area that I'll be referring to as the Balkans. Very sorry, Romanians. You may have made off with my wallet, but you have not yet stolen my heart. The Balkans are famous for their intense clan wars with one another, and this intense rage has clearly led to cardiovascular disease and elevated blood pressure throughout the region. But why do all these countries hate each other so? Well, over about 1,000 or so years of history, someone must have pissed in someone's breakfast, I don't really know. But there was a few wars in the 90s. These wars started as a brutal and bloody conflict for religious, national and ethnic identity, but devolved into the longest ever known episode of epic rap battles of history.
Sarajevo, Rogatica, Višegrad, Vlasenica.
Two men shaking hands, Clinton and Rugova. Thank you, USA. You are my best friend. You are the peacekeeper. You are the legend.
Many claim that these wars ended in 2001. However, the astute and intelligent among us are aware that these wars still continue to this day. In the YouTube comments section, instead of rolling logs on roads and shooting people, however, the war currently seems to be about arguing over the origin of various historical figures. The Albanians seem to be the ones who have perfected this craft. Somewhere in the history of the Balkans, the Turks got involved, with a gentleman named Otto in charge, and much of Balkan discourse now concerns just how Turkish each state is, this being an insult to all states except, of course, Turkey, which is considered as much of a Balkan nation as I'm considered funny. Barely. I decided to investigate. I wanted to find out just how strongly the inhabitants of some Balkan countries felt about the conflict that they are engaged in. But my attempts largely fell on deaf ears. Clearly this is operational security to conceal their vital intel. However, a Slovene and another Balkan soldier who decided to conceal their nationality were open to provide top secret Balkan information. Albania seems to be rather unpopular despite their efforts in their laboratories trying to prove that the whole world is in fact Albanian. The concealed individual seemed to harbour some affinity for Bulgarians. Opinions on Serbia, however, were divided. Slovenes are truly homosexual, confirming the stereotype. A Turk would later chime in, and a very proud Turk at that. If I had to guess, the name Saddam must be a cover-up, and this man's true name is Otto.
Yemin olsun Türkiye'm, yine bahar gelecek.
From this, I've constructed a map of Balkan nations, identifying which of those are seething at the highest caliber, with red signifying ready to go to war, and green indicating that they are docile and unlikely to cause a ruckus. This, however, has its caveats. You see, around 30% of the combatants are proxy agents known as LARPers. YouTube channel Cocaine, acting under unknown command, is largely responsible for these individuals. You know, some LARPers may be well adjusted, and some may even be Japanese, but many are too far from saving. I set out with no particular questions, but if I had, it would be, why? Why do they continue to fight like this? Why can't they all just get along and be friends? Well, that question is answered simply. They are the Balkans, and those were my findings.